Kai had never seen a sky like this before. The twin suns of the planet Halera painted the horizon in shades of gold and violet. He adjusted his helmet and stepped carefully out of the shuttle, his boots crunching against the glassy surface that reflected the strange colors above. Halera was famous across the galaxy for its floating cities and unusual energy crystals. Kai was a human explorer, one of the first allowed to study this planet, and he could feel his heart pounding with excitement. The city before him was unlike anything he had imagined. Towering spires of smooth, shimmering metal rose like mountains into the sky. Bridges connected them in elegant curves, and small floating platforms drifted between towers. Every building pulsed faintly with a soft blue glow, powered by the planet's unique energy. Alien beings moved gracefully across the city, walking on four limbs, wings, or sometimes hovering without effort. Their skin glowed in colors Kai had no names for, and many had extra eyes or delicate fins along their arms. Kai's mission was simple: observe, record, and stay out of trouble. He had trained for months for first contact with alien civilizations, yet nothing had prepared him for the beauty and strangeness of Halera. He carried his scanner carefully, recording data on plant life and air quality, yet his attention kept returning to the grand palace at the center of the city. The palace was enormous, with spires shaped like spirals, glowing crystals embedded into the walls, and waterfalls that seemed to float upward. As Kai wandered closer, he noticed a large crowd gathered in the city square. He moved to the edge, curious. From the distance, he could see the alien princess. She stood on a platform above the crowd, her emerald skin shining in the sunlight, silver hair flowing in a wind that did not feel natural. Her eyes were bright and intelligent, scanning the crowd with a mixture of curiosity and authority. Even from afar, Kai could tell she was extraordinary. Kai had no idea what the ceremony was. Aliens were speaking in a language he could not understand, and colorful banners hung across the square. He moved closer, trying to observe without drawing attention. Yet humans rarely went unnoticed. His boots slipped slightly on a polished surface, and he stumbled forward, nearly falling into a crystal fountain. A group of guards turned toward him immediately, their shapes elegant but intimidating. "You are human," one guard said in a surprisingly clear voice in basic galactic, the language Kai had learned. "Why are you here?" Kai raised his hands and smiled nervously. "I am an explorer. I mean no harm. I am here to observe." The guard's many eyes studied him for a long moment. Then, unexpectedly, he stepped aside. "Do not move from this spot. The princess will see you." Kai froze. He had never expected to be invited to meet royalty so soon. The crowd's murmurs grew louder as Princess Leora descended from her platform. She moved with a grace that seemed impossible, each step controlled yet natural. Her gaze swept across the square and landed on Kai. She tilted her head and smiled, revealing straight, perfect teeth. It was not a polite smile. It was a smile of curiosity and amusement. Kai swallowed. He did not know whether to bow, wave, or run. His training offered no guidance for what to do when an alien princess smiled directly at him. He decided to bow, lowering his head as he had seen in old human stories. As he did, a small device on his belt slipped and fell to the ground. It was a personal scanner, shaped like a small sphere, and it started spinning and projecting faint sparkling lights into the air. The crowd gasped. The light reflected off the palace walls, scattering in patterns that seemed almost magical. Princess Leora's smile widened. She leaned forward slightly and laughed, a sound that was musical and playful. "You are bold," she said in basic galactic, her voice carrying clearly across the square. "You do not belong here, yet you make yourself seen. Tell me, human, what is your name?" "Kai," he said, steadying his voice. "I'm Kai, from Earth." "Earth?" she asked, tilting her head. "You travel far for curiosity? I like that." Kai felt a mix of relief and fear. The princess seemed amused, but he did not know if amusement was safe. Leora stepped down from the platform, moving closer to him. Her silver hair shimmered in the sunlight, and her eyes held intelligence and warmth. "You have bravery," she said. And perhaps foolishness, but that is charming. Come, human, you will walk with me. Kai's heart raced. Walking with the princess? He barely breathed as he followed her through the crowd. Aliens whispered to each other, pointing at him, and some guards looked concerned, yet Leora paid no attention to them. She led him to a quiet garden within the palace grounds. Crystals glowed along the paths, and small streams of water floated above the ground. The air was fresh and smelled faintly sweet. Leora gestured to a small bench, and they sat facing each other. "Tell me about your world," she said, resting her chin on her hand. "Why do humans explore? Why do you leave your home to come to planets like mine?" Kai smiled, feeling a sense of pride. "Humans are curious," he said. "We want to understand, to learn. To see what is beyond our reach, I come here to learn about your world, its people, and its beauty, and perhaps to prove that humans can do things others think impossible." Leora laughed softly. "Others think humans are weak. They think you are fragile. Perhaps you are different. Perhaps not. I will see." Kai realized that she was testing him, though not with weapons or challenges. Her gaze, playful and sharp, was a challenge in itself. He did not know if he was ready, yet he felt a spark of excitement. For the first time, he felt that humans could be more than they were thought to be, even in front of being so advanced and strange. As they walked through the gardens, Kai noticed how careful she was with her words and how observant she was of every detail. She asked about his world, his family, and his skills. Every question felt like a test, yet Kai answered honestly. He told stories of Earth's forests, oceans, and mountains, of humans building and creating despite limitations. Leora listened with a smile that was sometimes teasing, sometimes thoughtful. By the end of the day, Kai knew he had made an impression. Princess Leora had smiled, laughed, and even seemed intrigued by him. He had no idea what the future held, but he felt certain of one thing: meeting her had changed everything. The world beyond Earth was vast, strange, and dangerous, yet Kai felt ready to face it. He was a human, and humans could surprise anyone, even an alien princess. Kai watched as Leora returned to the palace. Her figure disappeared through the gates, but the memory of her green eyes and silver hair stayed with him. He realized that his journey to Halera had only just begun. Something extraordinary was about to happen, and he would have to rise to every challenge, not only for himself, but for the chance to show that humans could be remarkable in ways no one expected. The next morning, Kai returned to the palace with a mix of excitement and nervousness. He had barely slept, thinking about Princess Leora and the strange, beautiful world around him. As he entered the palace gates, he was greeted by the same guards who had spoken to him yesterday. "The princess is expecting you," one said, his multiple eyes blinking in a pattern that looked almost like a smile. Kai felt his heart leap. He followed the guard through corridors lined with glowing crystals. The walls seemed alive, pulsing gently with the rhythm of some hidden energy. He had never seen architecture like this. Leora was waiting in a garden room filled with floating lanterns and softly flowing water. The room smelled faintly of flowers Kai did not recognize. She sat on a low platform, her silver hair falling around her shoulders, and looked at him with a bright, playful smile. "You came," she said. "I am glad. Today, we will walk and talk. You may tell me more about humans, and I will show you my world." Kai bowed slightly and smiled. "I am honored, princess. I want to learn everything I can." Leora stood and gestured for him to follow. They walked along paths where crystals floated above streams of water, their light reflecting in soft patterns on the ground. Birds with shining feathers flew overhead, leaving trails of sparkling dust in the air. Kai watched in wonder, trying to remember every detail. "Tell me about your people," Leora said. "Humans are strange. You live on a small planet, yet you travel so far. What makes you brave enough to leave home?" Kai thought for a moment. "We have curiosity," he said. "We want to understand. We want to explore. Sometimes we are afraid, but we keep going because we want to know the unknown. Humans have survived many dangers on Earth, and maybe that has made us strong in ways other beings do not expect." Leora nodded. Listening carefully, you speak as though humans are clever and determined. I like that. Some of my people think humans are weak. They say humans cannot survive here, cannot face the challenges of other worlds. Yet you are here. Kai smiled. I want to show that humans can do more than others think. And maybe I can learn from your world as well. There is so much I do not understand. Leora stopped walking and turned to him. Her green eyes studied him as if she were looking inside his mind. You are honest. That is rare. Many lie to gain favor or safety. You do not. Kai felt a warmth in his chest. It was unusual for anyone, human or alien, to notice such things. I speak honestly because it is the right way, he said. I want to be trusted. I want to learn. Not just to take advantage of what I see. Leora smiled again, softer this time. You are bold, Kai. Humans are unpredictable, and that is interesting. She paused and looked toward the floating towers beyond the garden. I will show you something few outsiders see. They walked together to a higher platform overlooking the city. From there, Kai could see the full expanse of Hilira. The floating platforms moved gracefully between towers, and citizens of many kinds moved through the streets below. Streams of glowing energy flowed along the city walls like rivers of light. It was beautiful and terrifying all at once. Humans have cities, too, Kai said, pointing to Earth in his mind, but nothing like this. Your world is alive in a way we cannot imagine. The energy, the colors. The movements it is breathtaking. Leora laughed softly. You admire my world, yet you do not fear it. That is unusual. Many outsiders tremble when they see Hilira. You do not. Kai shrugged. I am curious. Curiosity is stronger than fear for humans. We want to understand more than we want to be safe. Sometimes it gets us into trouble, but it also allows us to grow. Leora's eyes glimmered with interest. Perhaps humans are cleverer than I believed. Your kind sees possibilities in ways my people do not. That may be why you are here and not afraid. They walked along the platform edge, careful not to step too close to the glowing streams of energy. Leora pointed to a distant crystal tower. That tower holds the Library of Light. It contains knowledge from every planet in this galaxy. Few outsiders are allowed inside, but I can grant you a glimpse. Will you come? Kai's eyes widened. I would be honored. Knowledge is what I came to find, and it is rare to meet someone who trusts humans enough to offer such a thing inside. The tower, they walked along corridors filled with floating orbs that projected images and symbols. Kai could see histories, maps, and art from countless civilizations. He reached out carefully, and one orb responded, showing the forested mountains of his home planet, Earth. Leora watched him with amusement. You remember your world fondly, she said, even here. You think of it. That is human. Kai nodded. Yes, humans carry their home with them, even when they leave it. We remember, and we learn from it. Perhaps that is why we survive challenges. We carry both curiosity and memory. Leora smiled at him, her expression softening. You are wise for a human, perhaps more than some of my own people. I'm curious, Kai, how your mind works, how you think so quickly and adapt so well. It is unusual for your kind. Kai laughed lightly. We must adapt or fail. We survive through cleverness, teamwork, and courage. Perhaps humans are not as weak as others believe. We can face dangers and find solutions, even in strange worlds. Leora studied him for a long moment, then laughed. A sound like music over the glowing streams. You may be right. Humans are bold, sometimes foolish, yet fascinating. I want to see how far your courage goes. Perhaps we will discover something extraordinary together. They spent the rest of the day walking through gardens, observing strange creatures, and talking about human and alien life. Kai showed her simple gadgets he had brought, and she tested them, laughing when they worked in unexpected ways. Leora told him stories of her ancestors and the history of Hilira. Kai listened carefully, asking questions and marveling at the complexity of her culture. By sunset, Kai realized that he felt something unusual. It was a feeling he had never experienced fully on Earth. Leora's attention, her playful tests, and her trust made him feel important. He was not just a human among aliens. He was someone who could make a difference. Someone who could show that humans could face challenges no one expected. As they returned to the palace, Leora turned to him and said, "Kai, tomorrow we will have another challenge. It will test more than your knowledge. Are you ready?" Kai smiled. "I will do my best. I am ready for anything your world can offer." Leora grinned. "Good. Humans are surprising. That is why I like you. We shall see what more you can show me." Kai watched her walk away, her silver hair catching the last rays of the twin suns. He knew that meeting Princess Leora had changed everything. He felt a spark of excitement and courage he had never known. Humans might be underestimated by many, but here, on Halira, Kai was determined to prove that humans could do extraordinary things, and so, his journey with the alien princess began, full of curiosity, challenge, and the promise of adventure beyond anything he had ever imagined. The next day, Kai entered the palace with a mixture of excitement and nervousness. He had grown more comfortable around Princess Leora, but he also knew that Halira was a world full of rules, some of which humans might never understand. As he walked through the glowing corridors, he felt the energy of the palace humming beneath his feet. The walls pulsed softly, as if alive, and the floating lanterns lit his path in colors that shifted like the ocean. A guard approached him. "Kai," the guard said, his multiple eyes blinking with precision, "Princess Leora waits. Today, you will learn about our traditions. They are important for all who wish to remain in this city. You must be careful." Kai nodded. "I understand. I will respect your traditions." The guard led him to a grand hall, where Leora stood at the center. Her silver hair glimmered under the soft light, and her emerald eyes shone with amusement. Round her, the royal council of Halira had gathered. Their expressions were serious, though Kai could see curiosity in their gazes. "Today," Leora said, "Kai will learn about the traditions of my people. Humans are not expected to understand them fully, but it is important to try. Kai, do you accept this?" Kai bowed. "I accept, Princess. I will do my best." The council began to explain the customs of Halira. "Marriage proposals," they said, "were not simple gestures. They involved tests of courage, wisdom, and respect for the planet's traditions. Outsiders were rarely allowed to participate, and even the bravest humans were considered unlikely to succeed." Kai listened carefully. He felt a mix of determination and nervousness. He had no intention of proposing to Leora yet, but he wanted to understand her world. Every word he heard showed him how different and complex Halira was. Humans were bold, but they needed patience and respect when facing alien traditions. Li were a step closer to Kai. "Many humans think courage is enough," she said. "Some think cleverness will protect them. But our traditions test more than bravery or knowledge. They test the heart. They test the ability to understand, to respect, and to endure. Are you ready for that, Kai?" Kai squared his shoulders. "I am ready. I will learn what I must and respect your ways." Leora smiled. "Good. Today, your first lesson begins." She led him to a high platform overlooking a crystal canyon. The wind whipped around them, carrying the scent of strange flowers. The canyon was filled with floating rocks and glowing energy streams. It was beautiful, but also dangerous. "Here," Leora said, "humans must show their understanding of our world. You will navigate the canyon path and reach the central crystal. You must do this without disturbing the energy flows. The crystals are alive. They will react to fear or carelessness. Observe, think, and act carefully." Kai stepped forward cautiously. His boots touched the glowing stones, and he felt the energy hum beneath his feet. He focused on his training, recalling human survival skills and applying them to this alien environment. Every step required attention and precision. The floating rocks shifted slightly, and he adjusted his balance carefully. As he moved through the canyon, Kai observed the energy flows around the crystals. He realized that sudden movements or panic could trigger dangerous reactions. He slowed his steps, breathing steadily, and focused on understanding the rhythm of the canyon. Every instinct he had developed as a human explorer helped him. He remembered the lessons of patience, observation, and clever problem-solving. After some time, Kai reached the central crystal. It glowed brighter as he approached. As if acknowledging his respect, Leora watched from above, her expression a mix of amusement and approval. The royal council murmured among themselves, impressed that a human could navigate the canyon successfully. "You have done well," Leora said as Kai returned to her side. "Many outsiders fail at this first step. You did not. That shows courage, patience, and respect. Humans are indeed different from what we expected." Kai felt a surge of pride. He realized that humans could succeed in ways even aliens did not predict. His curiosity, courage, and careful thinking had carried him through a dangerous challenge. He also felt closer to Leora, who seemed to appreciate more than his bravery. She valued his thoughtfulness and ability to adapt. Leora led him back to the palace gardens. "There is more to learn," she said. "Our traditions are not only tests, they are lessons in understanding our world, our people, and ourselves. You must respect this if you wish to remain among us." Kai nodded. "I will. I want to learn as much as I can. Every lesson makes me stronger and wiser. And I want to understand your world fully." "Princess," Leora studied him closely. "You speak honestly, and you are willing to try. That is rare. Many outsiders underestimate the power of understanding. Humans often rely on strength or cleverness alone. But here, the heart matters most. I am curious how yours will fare in future challenges." As they walked, Leora asked Kai about his world. Again, he told her about Earth's mountains, rivers, and forests, about human cities, and the way humans work together to build and explore. Leora listened carefully, occasionally laughing at his stories or asking questions that tested his knowledge. In reasoning, Kai noticed that her questions were not random. They were designed to see how he thought, how he respected knowledge, and how he approached challenges. He realized that Leora was testing more than his courage. She was examining his heart, his mind, and his ability to adapt to a world far different from Earth. By evening, Kai felt exhausted but exhilarated. He had learned more about Halira in one day than he ever expected. The princess had guided him through tests of observation, patience, and respect, showing him the importance of understanding traditions. He had proven to himself that humans could rise to challenges even in a world that seemed impossible. Leora walked with him to the balcony overlooking the city. The twin suns were setting, painting the sky in gold and purple. "Kai," she said, "tomorrow will bring a different challenge. It will test more than patience or understanding. It will test courage in ways you cannot imagine. Are you prepared?" Kai looked at her, his heart steady. "I will do my best. I will meet whatever challenge comes with respect, courage, and thought. I am ready for whatever your world asks of me." Leora smiled, her grin both teasing and approving. "Good. Humans are unpredictable, and that is why you fascinate me. I will see how far your courage and wisdom can go. Perhaps you will surprise us all." Kai watched as she disappeared into the palace. He felt a mix of excitement and determination. Halira was a world full of beauty, danger, and challenge. It was a world where humans were underestimated, yet he was determined to prove that even one human could accomplish extraordinary things. Kai returned to his quarters, thinking about the canyon challenge and the lessons of the day. He realized that the traditions of Halira were not meant to scare outsiders. They were meant to teach, to guide, and to reveal the strength of those who dared to face them. Humans were capable of courage, thoughtfulness, and respect, and he would show the alien world just how extraordinary they could be. As he drifted to sleep, Kai knew that tomorrow's challenge would be even greater. He felt ready, knowing that humans could shine in ways that no one, not even an alien princess, might expect. The journey had only begun, and he was determined to face every test with courage, curiosity, and a strong heart. The next morning, Kai felt a mix of excitement and nervousness as he prepared for the day ahead. He knew that Halira's challenges were not simple. Princess Leora had warned him that today's trial would test more than knowledge or patience. It would test courage. He tightened his boots and adjusted the strap of his exploration pack, checking his tools carefully. Every detail mattered on a world so full of danger and beauty. A guard led him to the palace gates, where Leora was waiting. Her silver hair glimmered in the light of the twin suns, and her green eyes sparkled with amusement. "Kai," she said, her voice playful, "today you will face the trial of the Crystal Forest. Few outsiders survive it on their first attempt. You must navigate the forest, avoid the predators, and reach the central clearing where a special crystal awaits. Only then will you prove your courage." Kai nodded. "I understand. I will do my best." Leora smiled. "I hope you do. Humans are curious, and curiosity can lead to greatness or danger. Let us see which path you take." The forest was unlike anything Kai had seen. Towering trees with translucent leaves glowed faintly, their branches moving as if they were alive. Strange creatures scurried among the roots, some watching him with bright eyes, others flying gracefully above the canopy. The air hummed with energy, and small streams of light drifted between the trees. Every step Kai took required attention and care. "You must be careful," Leora said. "The forest responds to fear and hesitation. Move with confidence and awareness. Do not harm the life around you. Observe, and you will succeed." Kai took a deep breath and stepped into the forest. The ground beneath him was soft, glowing slightly with energy. He moved slowly, listening to the sounds of the forest. A large, four-legged creature crossed his path, its eyes reflecting light like jewels. It paused, sniffed the air, and then moved away without aggression. Kai realized that the creatures were not hostile unless provoked. Respect and awareness were more important than strength. As he progressed, he encountered a narrow bridge made of floating crystals. The gaps between the stones were small but dangerous. One misstep, and he could fall into the glowing chasm below. He took a deep breath, focused on each movement, and crossed the bridge carefully. His heart raced, but he kept calm, remembering Leora's words about courage and awareness. Further in, Kai faced a small group of predators, creatures with sharp claws and luminous eyes. They surrounded the path, their growls low and threatening. Kai's first instinct was to run, but he remembered that fear could trigger a reaction in the forest. He stood his ground, slowly backing toward a fallen tree that created a natural barrier. Using a small device, he emitted a low-frequency sound that distracted the creatures, allowing him to slip past without harming them. Kai's mind raced with a mixture of strategy and observation. Every movement mattered, and he noticed patterns in the predator's behavior. They were cautious and curious, not purely aggressive. By remaining calm and using intelligence rather than brute force, he could navigate the forest safely. He felt a surge of pride in human ingenuity. Humans often relied on problem-solving and quick thinking, and it was serving him well here in an alien world. Hours seemed to pass as Kai moved deeper into the forest. The trees grew taller, and the light became softer, more ethereal. The air smelled sweet, like flowers he could not name. Small creatures with glowing wings fluttered around him, curious but unafraid. The forest seemed alive, watching him, testing him. Kai felt the weight of the challenge, yet he pressed on. Finally, he reached the central clearing. In the middle stood a crystal larger than any he had seen, glowing with a soft white light. It pulsed gently, as if breathing. Kai approached carefully, observing the patterns of light around it. He could feel the energy of the forest, alive and responsive. He knelt beside the crystal and placed his hands lightly on its surface. The crystal pulsed brighter, and Kai felt a wave of warmth and approval. Above him, Leora appeared, watching from a high branch of a glowing tree. Her green eyes shone with pride. "You have succeeded, Kai. Few outsiders reach this point. You show courage, patience, and respect for the life around you. That is what makes humans remarkable." Kai smiled, feeling a mix of relief and triumph. He realized that the trial was not only about physical courage, but about understanding the world and respecting it. Humans often relied on ingenuity and determination, and those qualities had carried him through. He felt stronger, more confident, and more aware of what he could achieve. As he walked back through the forest with Leora, she asked him about his thoughts. "Why did you move carefully and use your device with the predators? Many would have attacked or run. You chose differently." Kai thought for a moment. I believe that courage is not only about facing danger, it is about understanding it. If I act without thinking, I could harm myself with a forest. I wanted to succeed, but I also wanted to respect this world. Humans can survive through intelligence and awareness as much as bravery. Leora's eyes sparkle with admiration. You are wise, Kai. Humans often surprise me. Many assume your kind is reckless, yet you show thoughtfulness and skill. That is why I find you interesting. They returned to the palace gardens as the suns began to set. Kai felt a sense of accomplishment unlike any he had known. The trial had been dangerous and demanding, but he had proven to himself and to Leora that humans could rise to challenges that seemed impossible. You have done more than I expected, Leora said. You moved through danger with courage and respect. That is rare for humans. Many would have failed. Many would have acted without thought. Yet you succeeded, showing qualities even my people admire. Kai smiled, feeling proud and honored. Thank you, Princess. Your guidance and the lessons of this world helped me. Humans may be underestimated, but we can accomplish extraordinary things when we respect what we face and think carefully. Leora grinned. Indeed, humans are unpredictable, clever, and sometimes courageous beyond expectation. I'm glad you are here, Kai. You have begun to show what humans can do. I look forward to seeing what more you can achieve. As Kai prepared to rest that evening, he thought about the forest trial. He realized that courage alone was not enough. Understanding, patience, and respect were equally important. Humans had survived on Earth because they adapted, learned, and faced challenges with intelligence and determination. Here on Halira, those qualities were proving just as valuable. Kai looked at the stars beginning to appear in the sky above the twin suns. He felt a growing confidence. His journey with Princess Leora was only beginning, and he knew that more challenges awaited him. Yet he also knew that humans could rise to any test, even in a world far stranger and more dangerous than his own. The forest trial had not only tested his courage, but had shown him the power of thought, respect, and determination. Kai was ready for whatever came next. The day after the forest trial, Kai woke with a sense of anticipation. He had proven his courage and intelligence in the crystal forest, yet something inside him felt different. His bond with Princess Leora had grown stronger. Her playful smiles, curious questions, and thoughtful guidance had made him see that humans could not only survive in alien worlds, but also connect deeply with other beings. Today, he felt an urgency to show her how much he cared. Kai spent the morning preparing a small token, a symbol of human craft, using materials he had carried from Earth and some elements he had discovered on Halira. He fashioned a simple ring. It was not precious in value, but it represented thought, effort, and courage. He hoped that Leora would see it as a gesture of respect and sincerity, not just a human tradition. As he approached the palace, he saw Leora waiting in the garden courtyard. Her silver hair glowed softly in the morning light, and her green eyes sparkled with curiosity. She smiled as he approached, her expression warm and playful. Kai, she said, I see determination in your eyes today. What is it that brings you here? Kai took a deep breath. Princess Leora, I have something I want to show you. It is a token from my world, a symbol of what humans value, courage, effort, and honesty. I hope you will accept it as a sign of my respect for you and your world. Leora tilted her head, intrigued. I am curious. Let me see. Kai reached into his pack and carefully presented the ring. It was simple, crafted from earth metal and combined with a small Halirian crystal. The crystal glowed faintly, reflecting the energy of the garden. Leora's eyes widened slightly, and a smile appeared on her face. You made this yourself? She asked, her voice full of surprise. Yes, Princess. I wanted to show you that humans can create, adapt, and honor other worlds. This is a symbol of what I feel for you and the respect I have for your traditions. Leora's grin widened, and she leaned closer. Humans are bold. You make gestures of your feelings in ways that are unexpected. You are proposing this to me? Kai nodded, his heart racing. Yes, Princess. I know it may seem sudden, but I wanted to show you that humans are capable of courage, honesty, and connection. I respect you and your world, and I wanted to express what I feel." Leora laughed softly, a musical sound that echoed through the garden. "You are truly audacious, Kai. Humans act with boldness that surprises us. Few would dare to propose without understanding our full traditions. Yet here you are, showing courage in a way that is entirely your own." Kai smiled, feeling a mixture of pride and nervousness. He knew that this moment could change everything. Humans were often underestimated in alien worlds, yet here, his honesty and courage had made a deep impression on the princess. "You have courage," Leora continued, her grin playful. "You have honesty, and you have thoughtfulness. Many beings show one or two of these qualities, but you show all three. I admire that." Kai felt his chest swell with hope. "Thank you, princess. That means more than you can know. I want to learn from you, grow with you, and show that humans can rise to challenges even in worlds that seem impossible." Leora's eyes softened, and for a moment, her playful demeanor gave way to something more thoughtful. She reached out and touched the ring, feeling the energy of the Hilarion crystal. "You have created something meaningful," she said. "It is not just the gesture, but the care, the thought, and the courage behind it that matters. That is something humans have, in ways that are unexpected." Kai stepped closer. "Princess, I did not propose this lightly. I do it because I respect you, your people, and your world. I believe humans can contribute, adapt, and honor what is around them. I want to face the future with you and show that our connection can be extraordinary." Leora's grin returned, wider and more playful. "You are fearless, Kai, truly fearless. Humans are bold beyond imagination. You propose to me not because it is expected, but because you feel it in your heart. That is rare. Even among my people." Kai's heart raced as he waited for her response. Every fiber of his being wanted her approval, her acknowledgement, her understanding. He realized that this moment was not only about tradition or ceremony. It was about trust, courage, and the willingness to show one's true self. Leora studied him carefully, her eyes bright and curious. "I have observed you. Through many trials," she said, "you faced the crystal forest with patience and intelligence. You respected my world and its life. You spoke honestly and acted with thoughtfulness. Humans are often underestimated, yet you have shown that your kind can rise to challenges we consider impossible." Kai nodded. "That is all I hope to show, Princess, that humans can adapt, respect, and contribute, and that I value your trust and friendship above all." For a long moment, Leora was silent, studying the ring and then Kai himself. Then she laughed, the sound warm and full of life. "Yes, Kai," she said, her green eyes sparkling. "You did what many would never dare. You are proposing, and you did it with honesty, courage, and respect. I am curious to see how far your heart can go." Kai felt a surge of relief and joy. Her words, though playful, carried a weight of approval and recognition. He realized that humans could earn respect, even in worlds far beyond their own. Courage, honesty, and thoughtfulness were universal qualities that could bridge any gap. "You have accepted it," Kai said, his voice filled with hope. Leora grinned. "I have accepted it, but not because it is a tradition. I accept it because you show qualities that are rare and valuable. You show the heart of a human, and that is something extraordinary." Kai felt a warmth in his chest that he had never felt before. He realized that humans were not just strong or clever, they were capable of connection, understanding, and extraordinary courage. Leora had seen that in him, and he had proven that humans could rise to challenges even in worlds that seemed impossible. As they walked through the garden together, Kai felt a sense of partnership growing between them. The proposal was not only a gesture of affection, but a testament to the courage, thoughtfulness, and respect that humans could offer. Leora's trust and curiosity had opened a new path for him, one that would lead to more challenges, discoveries, and moments of connection. By evening, Kai knew that this day would remain in his memory forever. The proposal had been a risk, yet It had shown that humans could surprise even the most advanced and cautious of alien civilizations. His journey with Princess Leora was only beginning, and he felt ready for whatever challenges, discoveries, and adventures awaited. Kai realized that humans were underestimated not because they lacked skill or courage, but because their strength often came from qualities that were overlooked: honesty, creativity, respect, and the willingness to connect across differences. He had shown that day that humans could be extraordinary, even in a world full of wonders, dangers, and traditions far beyond their own. And as the twin suns set over Halira, Kai stood beside Princess Leora, feeling a bond that was both human and universal, ready to face the adventures that the next days would bring. The morning air of Halira was crisp and glowing. As Kai prepared for the next stage of his journey with Princess Leora, he had successfully navigated the crystal forest and presented his proposal, earning her approval and curiosity. Yet he knew that every challenge on this planet tested not only courage, but also the ability to trust and work with others. Today's trial promised to push those skills further. Leora awaited him in the palace courtyard. Her silver hair shimmered under the twin suns, and her green eyes were bright with excitement. She held a small device in her hand, shaped like a crystal sphere, which pulsed with energy. "Kai," she said, her voice playful but firm, "today you will face the trial of coordination. Many beings can show courage, yet few can act with complete trust and teamwork. You will enter the labyrinth of light, a place where obstacles are unpredictable and dangerous. You will not face it alone, but with guidance that requires absolute attention and cooperation. Are you ready?" Kai nodded. "I am ready, Princess. I will do my best to listen, learn, and act with care." Leora smiled. "Good. Trust is more important than strength. Observation is more important than speed. Follow my instructions carefully, and you will succeed. Misstep, and the labyrinth will respond with challenges designed to test your understanding and cooperation." The labyrinth was a massive structure of glowing walls and shifting paths. It stretched far beyond the visible horizon, filled with light streams that moved unpredictably. Every corridor seemed alive, shifting slightly as Kai entered, as if the labyrinth itself were observing him. Leora stood beside him, her presence reassuring. "Watch carefully," she said. "The labyrinth reacts to fear, hesitation, and thoughtlessness. It tests your ability to trust guidance and remain calm under pressure." Kai stepped forward, feeling the energy of the walls beneath his feet. The corridors shifted subtly with each movement, challenging his sense of balance and direction. He followed Leora's instructions carefully, listening to her words and observing the movement of light streams that threatened to block or trap him. At one point, a glowing barrier appeared in front of him, too high to jump and too wide to go round. Leora instructed him to use a combination of timing and focus. He watched the light streams, noting their rhythm, and then moved with precise steps, crossing safely without touching the glowing surface. The labyrinth seemed to acknowledge his success with a soft hum. As they progressed, more challenges appeared. Some paths narrowed to nearly invisible threads of light. Others contained floating platforms that required careful balance. Kai noticed that hesitation caused the platforms to shift unpredictably. By trusting Leora's guidance and remaining calm, he navigated these dangers successfully. Humans often rely on strength, Leora said as they paused briefly, but you rely on observation and thought. That is why you are succeeding. Courage alone is not enough here. Trust, intelligence, and patience matter most. Kai nodded. "I understand, Princess. Humans learn to observe, to adapt, and to cooperate. We survive by using every skill available, not just strength or speed." Deeper into the labyrinth, the challenges became more complex. A series of floating energy orbs moved rapidly, forming unpredictable patterns. Kai realized that rushing or guessing would fail. He slowed his breathing, watched the orbs, and timed his movements carefully. Leora's guidance helped him anticipate changes, and together they crossed the area safely. Kai felt a growing sense of connection with Leora. Trust was no longer one-sided. He relied on her guidance, and she observed his choices and reactions. It was a partnership built on understanding, respect, and courage. Humans were capable of teamwork, and Kai felt proud that his actions demonstrated that even in an alien world. Finally, they reached the central chamber of the labyrinth. A large crystal floated in the center, glowing brightly and reflecting light across the walls. It was the goal of the trial. The chamber pulsed with energy, and Kai could feel the labyrinth acknowledging their success. "You have done well," Leora said, her eyes shining with pride. "Few outsiders reached this point. You navigated every obstacle, trusted guidance, and showed patience, intelligence, and courage. That is the heart of humans, and it is remarkable." Kai approached the floating crystal carefully, observing its energy patterns. He reached out and touched it gently, feeling a pulse of approval from the labyrinth. It seemed to hum with energy, recognizing not only his courage, but his ability to act thoughtfully and with trust. "Humans are surprising," Leora said. "Many would act recklessly or rely only on strength. You have shown that your kind can combine observation, courage, and teamwork. That is why you succeed where others fail." Kai felt a deep sense of satisfaction. The labyrinth had tested him in ways he had never imagined. It had demanded trust, patience, and cooperation. Humans had survived and thrived on Earth because they relied on these qualities as much as courage. Here, on Hilira, they had proven equally important. As they left the labyrinth, Leora spoke again. "You have learned that success comes from more than skill or bravery. It comes from understanding, observing, and working with others. Humans may be underestimated, yet you have shown that your kind can rise to challenges in ways even advanced civilizations might not expect." Kai smiled. "Thank you, Princess. Your guidance made all the difference. Humans often face challenges together, relying on trust and cooperation. That is why we survive and succeed. I am grateful to experience this with you." Leora laughed softly. "You speak wisely, Kai. Courage, intelligence, and teamwork are qualities that make humans extraordinary. I am beginning to see why your kind can thrive even in worlds far beyond your own. You are more than I expected, and that is why I am intrigued." By evening, Kai felt both tired and exhilarated. He had faced the labyrinth, learned the importance of trust and teamwork, and strengthened his connection with Leora. The day had tested him physically and mentally, yet it had also shown him the value of patience, observation, and cooperation. As the twin suns set, Kai and Leora stood together on a balcony overlooking the glowing city. He felt a growing confidence that humans could accomplish remarkable feats, even in worlds far more advanced and dangerous than Earth. He had proven that courage, thoughtfulness, and trust could bridge differences between species and create bonds stronger than fear or distance. Leora looked at him with a playful smile. "Tomorrow will bring new challenges, Kai. You have proven your courage, your intelligence, and your ability to trust and cooperate. Yet there is still more to learn. Are you prepared?" Kai nodded. "I'm ready, Princess. Humans are capable of adapting, learning, and working together. I will face whatever comes with courage, respect, and thoughtfulness." Leora's grin widened. "Good. Humans are unpredictable, clever, and courageous. That is why you fascinate me. Tomorrow, we will see how far your heart can take you." Kai watched as she disappeared into the palace, feeling a strong sense of determination. The labyrinth had been only one test, and more trials awaited. Yet he knew humans could rise to any challenge, even in worlds beyond their imagination. He felt proud, ready, and certain that his journey with Princess Leora would continue to reveal the extraordinary strength of human courage, intelligence, and heart. The next morning, Kai felt a mixture of anticipation and determination. He had faced courage tests, learned patience, and proved his ability to trust and work alongside Princess Leora. Today, he knew, would be the final stage of his journey, a challenge that would test everything he had learned and show whether humans could truly rise to the extraordinary expectations of Hilira. Leora met him in the palace courtyard, her silver hair shining under the twin suns. Her green eyes were bright with excitement, and a playful smile curled her lips. "Kai," she said, "today you will face the trial of the elemental gate. It is a challenge that tests courage, intelligence, respect, and teamwork. Only those who understand the essence of our world can succeed. Are you ready?" Kai nodded. "I am ready, Princess. I will face it with courage, thoughtfulness, and respect." She led him to a massive gate of crystalline structure. Streams of glowing energy pulsed along its surface, shifting colors with the movement of the sun. The air hummed with power, and Kai could feel the energy of the world pressing against him, testing his resolve. "The gate responds to actions and intentions," Leora explained. "It will challenge your understanding, your courage, and your heart. You must act with care and thought. Fear, arrogance, or haste will trigger failure. Move forward wisely, Kai." Kai took a deep breath and stepped forward. The gate's energy pulsed against him, as if questioning his presence. He felt the weight of the challenge, yet he remembered everything he had learned, the patience required in the crystal forest, the courage shown in the labyrinth, and the respect for life that had guided his every step. The first barrier was a wall of shifting energy to pass. Kai had to observe the patterns and time his movement with precision. He recalled the techniques he had used in previous trials: careful observation, slow but deliberate action, and confidence. He moved step by step, feeling the energy flow around him, and passed through without disturbance. Leora watched from above, her expression approving. "Excellent. You are applying what you have learned. Humans are often underestimated, yet you show patience, courage, and thoughtfulness. That is why you succeed." Further along, the gate presented a puzzle of floating platforms suspended over a pool of glowing liquid. The platforms moved in complex patterns. A misstep would trigger the energy to shift, blocking the path or forcing retreat. Kai analyzed the patterns, noting the timing and spacing. He focused his mind and balance carefully as he stepped from platform to platform. Halfway across, one platform shifted unexpectedly, threatening to unbalance him. Kai quickly adjusted, using his human agility and quick thinking to maintain balance. The energy of the gate pulsed as if acknowledging his skill. He realized that humans were capable of adapting to challenges that seemed impossible, combining courage, observation, and clever problem-solving. When he reached the other side, Leora spoke. "You are moving with intelligence and care. That is rare. Courage alone is not enough here. Humans often surprise me by combining skill, heart, and thoughtfulness. You have done all three." The final test awaited Kai at the center of the gate, a crystal pedestal with 4 floating orbs, each representing one of Halira's elemental energies: light, wind, water, and fire. To succeed, he had to arrange the orbs in harmony with the energy of the gate, a task that required both understanding and intuition. Kai observed the orbs, noting the way they interacted with the streams of energy around them. He remembered Leora's lessons about observation, patience, and respect. He reached out and touched the first orb. Aligning it with the flow of light energy, it pulsed brightly, acknowledging his action. He moved to the second orb, then the third, adjusting carefully. According to the energy patterns, the fourth orb, representing fire, was the most difficult. Its energy pulsed unpredictably, testing his timing and understanding. Kai took a deep breath and focused, trusting his instincts and the lessons he had learned. He placed the orb in alignment, and the gate responded with a brilliant glow. The energy of the pedestal spread throughout the gate, creating a harmonious pattern that resonated through the entire palace courtyard. Kai stepped back, feeling a mixture of relief and triumph. He had completed the trial of the elemental gate, demonstrating courage, intelligence, respect, and teamwork. The energy of the world seemed to embrace him. Acknowledging his achievements and his understanding of Halira, Leora descended to stand beside him. Her eyes shone with admiration, and her smile was both playful and proud. "Kai, you have succeeded where many outsiders fail. You have shown courage, patience, thoughtfulness, and respect. Humans are often underestimated, yet you have proven that your kind can rise to extraordinary challenges. I am impressed." Kai felt a warmth in his chest. "Thank you, Princess." Your guidance and the lessons of your world have helped me. Humans may be underestimated, but we are capable of courage, intelligence, and respect. I hope I have shown that to you." Leora reached out, placing her hand gently on his. You have proven more than your courage. You have shown heart, understanding, and the ability to adapt. That is what makes humans remarkable. I am proud to see what your kind can accomplish." Kai smiled, feeling a deep connection with the princess. Their journey had begun with curiosity, courage, and learning, and it had grown into a bond built on trust and mutual respect. Humans were capable of extraordinary things, and today had proven that even in a world far beyond their own dot. As they walked together through the palace gardens, Kai realized that his journey was more than trials or challenges. It was a story of connection between worlds, of understanding across differences, and of courage that went beyond physical strength. Humans were capable not only of surviving but of thriving, even in alien worlds. Leora spoke softly. "Kai, your journey has shown me that humans can rise to challenges in ways we never expected. Your courage, intelligence, and respect are remarkable. I am glad you are here." Kai felt a surge of pride. "Thank you, Princess. I have learned so much from you and your world. Humans can face challenges, adapt, and show understanding. Today proves that even when underestimated, we can achieve extraordinary things." As the twin suns set, casting a golden glow across the palace, Kai and Leora stood side by side, watching the city of Halira come alive with lights and energy. The trials were complete, yet their journey together was only beginning. They had faced challenges, proven courage, and built a bond of trust and respect. Kai realized that humans had a power that went beyond strength or technology. Their courage, intelligence, respect, and heart allowed them to rise to extraordinary challenges and connect deeply with others. Halira had tested him, yet he had proven that humans were capable of greatness in any world. Leora turned to him, her green eyes shining. "Kai, you have surpassed my expectations. Humans are truly extraordinary. I look forward to the adventures we will face together and the discoveries that await us." Kai nodded, feeling confident and proud. "I'm ready, Princess. Whatever challenges, wonders, or trials come next, humans will rise to meet them. Together, we will face this world and show that courage, thoughtfulness, and respect can create extraordinary bonds. And so, with the trials complete and the bond between human and alien strengthened, Kai and Princess Leora looked toward the future. The story of courage, intelligence, and heart had reached its climax, showing that humans, even far from Earth, were capable of extraordinary achievements. The journey had tested every part of him, yet it had also revealed the strength and resilience of humanity. As the night settled over Halira, Kai felt a quiet pride. He had faced challenges, proven his abilities, and formed a bond that transcended worlds. Humans were underestimated no longer. On this alien planet, courage, intelligence, respect, and heart had shown the true power of humanity.